Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Today is the day, the last day of 2024. The topic of discussion today is make 2025 a year of new beginnings. No more toxicity, no more procrastination, no more fear. Never allow fear to stop you. Now is the time to move forward on this path of not just the hill, but to embrace new beginnings, new opportunities that's coming your way, new goals, perhaps new individuals in your life who are there to upbuild, to build you up instead of tearing you down. Make 2025 a year of no more toxicity. Many people take this time to make goals. Let's not make goals and then not carry them out. Let this be a year of not just healing, but moving forward on a path to not accept things that are no longer for our highest good. Let's move forward in 2025, the year where we will no longer accept what is not for our highest good. This is the topic of discussion today as we sit today in this last year of 2024. It's so important that what we allowed in this year, that we don't carry it over to 2025. Some of us, perhaps, or many of us, may have allowed fear to hold us back. Fear of what other people may think of us if we put ourselves first, if we carry out our goals, if we took care of our physical and mental health and put that as a priority instead of other people. Now is the time to not just make goals, people, but to put ourselves first so that we can be in a place to take care of our physical and mental health. And it doesn't mean that we're being mean, selfish. It is important. It is a priority. Perhaps many of you were like me, being subservient to other people, putting their needs before your own, or neglecting your needs altogether to fulfill the needs of somebody else because, that's the way perhaps many of us was taught. However, the truth of the matter is when you neglect your own needs, especially your physical and mental health, you cannot take care of yourself or anything else around you. And as you decide to get on this path to heal and you stay on this path, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be many challenges, but you bite, fight, and crawl through those challenges. Persevere. That's the key factor to all of this. Never giving up on yourself. Because when you give up on yourself, it's like giving up hope, staying in a place of stagnation and despair. No way to get out of it. One way that I know that really works, besides prayer, is to persevere, to bite, crawl through. And it doesn't matter what other people are saying. That's noise, you know. And I had to really learn to tune out the noise. People are always going to have something to say, whether it's good or bad, and sometimes when you are serious about your growth and healing, it is important to tune out that noise, to the point I have tuned it out to the point where it's just like being on a mountaintop and you hear this big, huge echo. And then as you go further and further up, you don't hear it anymore. It becomes so faint that it's almost like a whisper. Move forward, people. Never allow not only fear to stop you, but people to stop you and tell you that you're being selfish. Because if you're not okay, then you can't take care of yourself or anything else around you. Now it's the time to move forward. Let them whisper, let them gossip. One of the things I've learned on this path so far is about gossip is that look at the lives of those individuals who are gossiping and saying things as you decide to choose yourself over the toxicity. Watch how it plays out. And 9 times out of 10, the things they're saying about you is due to envy. It has nothing to do with the truth. And the truth will show itself, as you continue to move forward and take care of yourself. The truth will unravel and show what it is. In my case, what I decide to do, because this is vicious lies, what I decide to do is just continue to move forward, tune out the noise, take those tons of bricks that was heavy and I couldn't, a heavy load to carry that I couldn't carry up the hill, is give it to God. And like I said yesterday, I touched a little bit on solitude. When people think they're putting me in isolation, I go in prayer and meditation. That's my best way. Because when I come back, I come out of it victoriously and more vigorous than ever. Because this is not a journey alone. It may feel like that sometimes, but when you have God with you, if God is for you, people, then who can be against you? And especially if you're not doing things um, like taking things from other people to gain some kind of merit, and because you don't want to do the work. And I'm just using you, not specifically you, but just that word to categorize what I'm explaining here, so nobody takes that personally. But when I say that, is some people will try to take from you because they don't want to do the work. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of reflecting, it's a lot of healing. And some people want things quick like a microwave. And when you don't do the work, it's never going to work out the way that they intended to. We must take time out for ourselves, to help ourselves. And as you start to stay in a place of meditation, prayer, reflecting on things, um, the first thing is therapy. And as you start doing the work, you start to look at things from a different perspective. you know you start to see the pros and the cons of every circumstances and situations in your life. And for me, lessons. How many lessons did I repeat before I finally learned? And when you don't learn them the second, third, fourth, and fifth time, you repeat these lessons and they come back worse and worse than ever. And that's when I decided to get on this journey to heal, because I didn't want to repeat those lessons, allowing toxicity in the door, forgetting about my own needs to please somebody else just because it's we share the same DNA or a relationship or whatever it is. Sometimes we have to let all of that go and put ourselves first and choose ourselves so that we can be at a place of mental and physical healing. And as we do that, we can see things from a different perspective and have a different mindset about things. And as this new year of 2025 come in, what I've decided to do is to not just let go of the past, but to forgive. Because as I forgive, I don't hold grudges or bitterness. I let it all go and give those tons of bricks to God, leave the toxicity where it is, and move forward, choosing myself to heal and to grow and evolve. And guys, I promise you, as you continue to do this, I know there'll be days where you fall down and we all fall short. We're not perfect, none of us. But get right back up, dust yourself off, and continue to move forward. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let the noise and the gossip and the whispers and the laughter of what you're doing stop you. Continue to move forward, even though, you may feel some kind of way about it. What helps me a lot is music. Listen to videos besides my own, the video you're on here, uplifting videos where people will uplift you. Music. Do things that bring up your spirit and not tear it down. We know how to tear down our own spirit. We know what toxicity is about because we've been around it. Look at the world we live in today. It's full of toxicity. It's full of everything negative. But when you choose to do the opposite and put yourself first and you start to heal, not only do you start to grow and evolve, you start to self-love, and self-love leads to self-care. And as you self-care and you go through these challenges and trials and tribulations and you overcome them, guess what you become, guys? You become a testimony to other people that this can be done. And one day, as you go through these trials and successfully get through them with the help of God, you become that testimony and perhaps a blessing in somebody else's life who are in a place of despair and almost hopelessness. And you come along and you show them that this can be done. You're living proof from God that this can be done. So don't give up on yourself. Let yourself feel the pain from day, let yourself, if you get up one day and you just don't do anything, that's okay. The next day, get right back up on a horse and dust yourself off and keep going. Never allow anyone or anything to separate you from taking care of your healing, mental and physical, and never allow anyone or anything to separate you from God. Because one thing I know is that I could never do this without God. People, I have gone through this not only alone in the flesh, but isolation. But when people think that, oh, yeah, we got her in isolation, no, you don't. You got me in prayer with God. You got me in meditation. And when you are in that light, you building yourself up. And when you come out of that period of isolation, etc., you feel rejuvenated. Because guess what? While you're in that space of isolation and time of prayer, meditation, and taking care of yourself, you're not allowing the toxicity in your space. And because of that, you are building yourself up. And as you do that, you start to self-love, self-care. And as you do that, people, you start to grow and see things from a different mindset. And I'm talking from personal experience. And it's so important never to give in to the noise or what other people are talking about. And if they don't want to heal, that's okay. We all have a choice in the matter. But don't let anyone persuade you from getting off the path to heal your mental and physical health. And don't let anyone make you think there's something wrong with you for putting yourself first. Because without taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anything else around you. And that's the key factor to all of this. And as you heal, you grow and evolve, you learn what's for your highest good and what's not. Never settle for something that's not for your highest good. And sometimes, I know people will talk about why I'm not in a relationship. There's something wrong with me or whatever. But what I've learned through the healing process, through therapy, and just reflecting on life within itself, if something is toxic, and I'm not talking about an argument here or a disagreement here, I'm talking about, you know, toxicity to the highest. And you guys know what that is if many of you went through abusive situations. Why would I or anybody else want to couple up with somebody that is toxic as hell and is going to bring all of the healing work that you've done on yourself to a halt? And you know this if you get involved with this type of individual. So we must know and think of ourselves that as we heal and do the work and grow, we must now do things for our highest good. not because our family tell us this is what we should be doing or what we shouldn't be doing. We have learned and we are learning on this journey and path that as we heal, we must do things that is for our highest good and not things that's going to bring toxicity to our life, because that means that all the work that we've done on ourselves is going to hell now. Never allow yourself, because of loneliness or whatever it may be, enter into relationships or friendships or situations that you know are not for your highest good, that's going to bring hell to your life. And if and I'm not telling people not to have friendships, relationships. I'm just saying make sure that what you're doing is for your highest good, that it's going to add and enhance your life and not bring hell to it, because it's so much toxicity out there in the world today. And we must protect always our physical and mental health. That should always be a priority, no matter where we are in our life. It is so important to do that. Be that warrior when it comes to your mental and physical health, protecting your mental and physical health at any cost. It doesn't mean, and if people want to leave your life because you're healing, and you tell someone, hey, I need a timeout for now because I need to heal certain things and etc., and people don't understand that, then for me, that's a red flag that perhaps that person doesn't belong in my life. And sometimes, like in my case, you have to lose people out of your life in order to gain. And I think about Job in a Bible. Like Job had everything. God had given him everything in the beginning. And what happened is Satan tested him to the very core. God allowed him to be tested, but said to Satan, do not take his life. I mean, he was down to just below zero. But after he proved his love to God and passed these tests, God gave him triple what he had before. And this is what I know. Like I was down to anything, and it was just, it couldn't get much lower to the ground. But as I learned to trust God and do the work, um, things had gotten better in my life because I've learned, you know, what's toxic and what's for my highest good, and more importantly, people lessons, and not repeating these lessons by sitting on the wheel and allowing the toxicity through the door. Now I think about things, I take my time, and if someone doesn't like that, then it's nothing I can do further, and I can't. If people want to leave your life, the point what I'm making here, let them. Let them. Because you decide to take a time out to heal and they want to leave your life, let them. Because there's a reason for everything. Remember, guys, I talk about things and circumstances and situations come into our life for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And many times, these things are lessons, unlearned lessons that we have to repeat until we get it right. So keep pushing, keep biting through, keep persevering, and never ever give up on you, because you matter just as much as the next person. And never allow anyone to bring toxicity at your front door. Keep it moving. Let 2025 be a year that you say no to the toxicity. I choose myself because I want to be not in a place of only healing, but a place of inner peace instead of broken down in pieces. That's the message today, guys. Go into the new year, embrace it like no other, and take this message with you. Share this with someone, because people are hurting real deep in their spirit from toxicity, from childhood wounds, and things that they need to heal. So please continue to show up here, invite people to the channel, because as we build one another up, someone is going to listen to these messages and get built up and motivated and know that they are not alone in these problems and situations. We are here to build up and never to judge. That's the message again today, guys. Enjoy your new year. And I will be back with a short message tomorrow. I can't stay on too long until I can clear up this cough. It's a lot better today because, as you heard at the end of the video yesterday, I was coughing my voice. But, I'm getting better. But I will show up here tomorrow as well with a new message for the new year. Thank you all. This is Lisa shedding love and light to you all. Guys, stay healed and stay blessed. Bye for now.